Oh, that's so nice.
It's dry as heck.
It's really nice, actually. Did you go over just? Sorry, we can't share that.
You can't what?
Share it, except descriptively.
Oh,
Interesting being on the other side of all of that.
what?
It's interesting being on the other side of all of
Oh,
that,
yeah.
on the virtual side.
Oh, I thought you meant the side of the heat. But that
So
too.
too.
Yeah, I'm glad Emily's there because she can see how it goes, as far as people in the room and
Yeah,
Yeah,
how the
exactly.
sound is and yeah.
Well, Harvey, we got the. You block the mirror and the flag is there. It's good.
All right, we've even got a group camera. Yay!
Let's see. Oh, look at the group. Hi. They're very, very small. Very far away.
All we can see is toothpicks.
Yeah. Hi, Jeff.
Good morning, Jeff.
Oh, it looks like there's more people because of the mirror in the back. They're doubled.
Well, we can't really see anything.
Oh, we see Ruth.
Hey, Ruth.
Ruth, we can. If you're online, we are too, so we can see you. We can't really see the people in the room.
Hi, Jeff. Haven't seen you in a while. I don't see you either. There he is.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Charlie.
There's Charlie.
So is there any way to make the camera zoom in more closer to the people?
No, I think they're using the computer camera.
To come up and say hi. Is that Gabriel?
Gabriel, gosh, hello, Gabriel.
Wow.
Welcome. Your first time. Great.
That's sitting down next to you.
We didn't hear. What's your name? Ben?
Ben.
Okay.
Hi, Ben.
This camera is
Hey,
on
Ben.
a laptop, and we got a new camera and tripod. We're working on zooming.
That's wonderful. Oh, Donna Teresa. Hi.
Teresa.
Hey, Gabriel. Nice to see you.
Oh, Dad and Teresa. Yay.
Thank you so much, Don. I'm going to get back to you. Harvey already did. Really appreciated what you wrote yesterday.
Oh,
Really.
there's Jerry.
Jerry's there.
Yeah. For Sunday. Emily.
Michelle and
Is
friends.
Janet there?
Hi, guys. Jerry, he's standing next to Gabriel.
Oh,
Oh, hey, ça va? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Michelle. Hi.
Oh, can you hear us?
Hi, Harvey.
Ça
Hello.
va? How are you?
Good. Happy summer.
Thank you. Hi, Jindati.
all the people
Well,
are
this is
standing.
kind of fun.
Very nice.
Hi.
Very.
Hi.
Oh, Jindati. Hi.
Hi.
And Kaisu, yay. And Charlotte.
And Howdy.
Yay.
Kaisu.
And Honey, how nice. Who is standing next to you, Jerry? We can't see you very well.
That's Emily.
It's Emily. Ah,
And next to Gabriel,
Who's standing next to Ben?
next to Ben.
Not Gabriel, the other side. Is that David?
yeah.
Stone?
Who's between Ben and Charlie?
That's David.
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 David
It's
Stone.
David Stone. It's
Yeah, okay.
from the Noon Brew.
It's you're just kind of far away. I can't tell.
Okay.
Well, this is fun. We get to ask you who you are. So the camera doesn't tell us. Everybody.
Billy and Shane, are we about there? Hey, Kaisu. And Charlotte.
And we don't see you, but Michael, let me know.
Michael, hi. I think Michael's been here before.
Emily and Shane, are we about ready? Ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready. Let me put this closer.
So,
So,
okay.
okay. So today we will have Ann and Harvey do their talk, and they're in New Mexico. So for the next hour or so, they'll be with us. Go ahead and you can start.
So we will start with our four boundless states and our aspirations. May all beings always
Always have
Happiness and its
its causes.
causes may
be
free
and its consequences. May all beings always be pain-free and may we those the universe for as long as we survive, as long as
The world remains
just so
so long.
I
There
may
is only no
So it is lovely to see everyone. Very, very wonderful. And we're all experiencing new things, new post-COVID world. And so here we are in an egalitarian one-smanship with everybody who is virtual. And there are those of you who are alive and are in Houston. Next week, it will be reversed. We will be back in Houston, and happy to see everybody in person. But it's terrific to see everybody online, and it's terrific to see everybody in Houston. And we are, as we speak, in Capitan, New Mexico, which is about 40 miles north of Ruidoso, the largest town in the area. And as we speak, we're looking out at Tierra Blanca, the southernmost ski resort in the United States, and it is run by the Apache Nation. We have had a break from Houston. For those of you who are not there, it's hot as hell. It's been running in the mid to high 90s with an additional anywhere from 50 to 70% humidity. So that brings you to a
experiential
felt sense of heat of like 112, 115. It's really, really tough in Houston right now. So our thoughts go out to everybody. So I thought today I would offer to talk a little bit about a framework that I've talked about before, but I think it's helpful to hear again and again. And it's I have two sets of acronyms for talking about meditation: wiser, fact. And I'm going to talk about facts today, and especially how that applies to mindfulness of breathing. Mindfulness of breathing and then the Hung Hung practice that we do, both of these practices are both simple and also profound. And the fact that they're simple should not obscure the fact that they are capable of a great deal of profundity. And I think part of what I want to offer in talking about facts is some of the qualities and virtues and aspects that can come forward and in a way should come forward as we practice meditation. So the F in facts stands for freshness. And I think a disease of our age is a certain kind of being lost. We run at a very, very fast pace. We are hypercognitive, which means as we get and rest more and more in our cognitive dimension, we tend to squeeze out the sensate and the emotional and the feeling dimension. And as a consequence, there can be a feeling of less aliveness, a narrow kind of range of affect, a kind of dullness. And if we're hooked into our phones, into our media, and to our tasks and our to-do lists, we can feel highly pressurized. And meditation, the origin of meditation is an extraordinary, profound context, and that is to become liberated from cycles of birth and death. It's an enormous vision of repetitiveness, lack of freedom, and ultimately a path to deep freedom and release. And in the Mahayana framework that we live in and teach from, to become fully awakened and to be able to be in a position of awakening others. It's a huge framework. And it turns out along the way, if we cultivate meditation, there are many, many positive aspects that can affect the functioning of our everyday life. Really beautiful ways and meaningful ways, and ways that are resonant with what we call our deepest Buddha nature. Everything we do in meditating is really, in one way you could say, powered by our Buddha nature, as a reflection of our Buddha nature. Brings to fruition our Buddha nature. But it's a glint of the deepest aspects of what we as human beings are capable of. A deeply free, compassionate way of being in the world. And so freshness is the first piece of that. And it's the opposite of been there, done that. And I've talked on other occasions, and I won't speak at length about it now, but our cognitive system, according to the neuroscientists, has evolved to be enormously efficient. You don't want to go into the supermarket and have to contend with, now let's see, what is broccoli? It's something that's green and it is a vegetable and it is the vegetable section of the grocery store. You want to go in and you know where the broccoli is, you know what it is, and you just pick it up. And typically, because of the efficiency of the cognitive functioning of our minds, you're probably actually, when you're looking at the broccoli, mostly almost seeing an image of what you think broccoli is. You're probably seeing the actual broccoli, but it's got a big overlay of the generic image of broccoli. What we're doing in meditation is we're de-streamlining our cognitive functioning. We're actually slowing down, and technically they talk about moving towards bottom-up processing as opposed to top-down processing. We're moving
He was saying he was having issues with connection.
Okay, good. Can
Here
you?
we Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Thank you.
Yes.
So we're moving from a generic type of experiencing to much more sense-based experience. And there is a kind of almost indescribable shift to a quality of freshness that occurs in the process. You know, it's actually, as I speak even, the challenge of what describing freshness feels like is quite challenging. But when we're doing something like we're meditating on the breath, so we're either, let's say we're looking at the breath coming into the nostrils and going out of the nostrils, or we're going down to someplace 3 or 4 finger widths below the navel, 3 or 4 finger widths inside the body, and we're noticing the movement associated with breath. All of a sudden, we start seeing dimensionality to our experience that we know we hadn't paid attention to. There are aspects of the experience that when it starts slowing down and starts getting more granular, you'd probably be hard-pressed to put words to. What is the nature of that experience of the breath actually touching the ring of the nostrils? What is the nature of that experience of the sensation in the spot 3 or 4 finger widths in or 3 or 4 finger widths down in the center of the body as we're breathing? What is that sensation like? There's some sort of contact, some sort of pressure, but it's very, very hard to put words on it, but it's very, very alive. And this bringing into freshness is one of the aspects of almost all of our meditative practices, that there is, even when we're doing something like a lot of recitations or imagining a deity, there may be repetitions, but there's also something coming alive, something coming into a new aspect of experience. And so freshness is, it's not something you do, it's not something you add in your meditation. It's a nature of reality to be fresh. And it's the nature of our cognitive processes to start ironing over freshness. And so we're sort of working things backwards in a kind of perceptual level of experience when we're paying such close, careful attention to our experience. I always love to repeat this story because it's just so meaningful to even imagine it. You can kind of see it. And the story of the American businessmen who go to see the Japanese businessman, and he wants to show them his plum blossoms and takes them out to his deck and his garden and wants to start perceiving the plum blossoms, which for the Japanese businessman was going to take several minutes, maybe half an hour, just to perceive in a very, very direct manner. The American businessman, stood there for about 10 or 20 seconds and said, "Okay, we've seen your plum blossoms." And that's it. Was very, very impressed to learn that in Japan, there are 8 different words for cherry blossoms in the diverse stages of cherry blossoms blossoming, full, and then, slowly dying. Are you guys seeing me? I'm just wondering if we're frozen. Are we live? I think we may be frozen.
Yes, you are.
You're good.
I can hear you.
Thanks.
Thanks for confirming.
There's an enormous felt sense of richness available in slowing down. Most of us in our modern situation arrive at richness and excitement by diversity. So I've got to see the new TikTok video, the new Instagram, the new Facebook post, the new email, We're just, we're racing. And there's a whole other mode of enriching and enlivening our experience by slowing it down and feeling the freshness in that slowness, that aliveness in that slowness. It's a kind of paradoxical, counterintuitive move, especially within our modern framework of turning inward. It's another aspect that needs to be noted, that of course with meditation, we can be meditating on something external like plum blossoms or cherry blossoms, artworks, but we're also turning inwards to our own experience. And that's also counterintuitive. I mean, so much of our lives and our education is oriented towards looking outward. And it's, again, a bit counterintuitive to start looking inwardly to our own experience. And I myself even notice these tugs of wanting to be more inward and with myself. And then there's the tug of the phone. Oh, the newspaper. Oh, the latest news program. The email. I doubt that I'm very different from any of you, but to find ourselves looking inward and finding richness and reward in that inwardness is the framework that exists in meditation. It's very, very exciting, but it's a kind of completely different register from our ordinary way of proceeding in modern life. So that brings us to the A of facts, accepting. We did 2 sessions of our first and third Tuesdays on acceptance. And coming Wednesday, we'll be doing our first Tuesday on Wednesday this week, because in the United States it's Independence Day, and July 4th it's a big holiday, so we didn't want to have a conflict with people. So it'll be on Wednesday, and we'll be talking about a process of discovery, really, really careful exploration of personal experience. But it has to do with acceptance. And acceptance is also a very, very rich perspective, a rich attitude. And it has a huge perceptual
Harvey, we lost you. I don't know if you can hear us.
Yes.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're
Yes.
back now.
Can you hear? Yeah.
Yes.
You're back
Sorry
now.
about that. Yeah. So it has huge emotional and perceptual dimensions to it. Many people who haven't really considered things from a psychological perspective don't necessarily know that as we grow up, most of us have been taught by our parents, not necessarily with any evil intent, but to minimize certain experiences, maximize other experiences. Janie, you're laughing too much, teaches Janie that she needs to avert herself from her own happiness and her own expression of happiness and deny her experience. And so Jane, in that setting, learns to move away from accepting her experience. Jack, don't be so loud. Tone yourself down. Get off that table. Don't be so excited. Jack learns how to turn down, tune off his excitement. So most of us coming into adulthood have learned how to, use a strong word, reject aspects of our experience. We're constantly in a kind of unaware manner moving away from ourselves, moving away from the immediacy of our sensed sensations and our sensed emotions. And so sitting and being with our experience and actually being with what arises in the nature of our experience is a hugely
We don't hear you.
it's a hugely significant thing for us to be doing with ourselves. It's hugely significant. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you?
Yes.
Yes.
you can.
I'm sorry for the challenges. It's hugely significant for us to turn towards accepting our experience. It's both simple, profound, and challenging. And when you start getting used to doing something like just sitting with mindfulness of the breath, and thoughts come up. Okay, you're aware that thoughts are coming up. You don't follow them, you don't get absorbed in the thoughts, but you accept that there are thoughts and you let them impermanence. You let the thoughts have their own impermanence, but you're focusing gently on the breathing. You're not trying to change your breathing. You're noticing what the nature of your breathing is like. You may notice that you have an aspect that wants to reject your experience. You don't fight that, you just notice it. You accept that as well. As we're slowing down and we're getting more discriminating, we accept with a great deal of love and spaciousness the nature of what is going on in our experience. Meditation is a tool, and there is a large framework that we are seeing, hoping, imagining that with the process of meditation, there will be some quieting and diminishing of the ruckus of our minds. It is the case that as we are mindful in meditation, it feels like that there's more of a ruckus. It feels like the mind is more distressed. We're more sensitive to the level of distress that many of us live under moment to moment, 24/7 in our bodies. There is a clarification that can occur in the process of meditating if we are accepting of everything that occurs in our experience. It is kind of the nature of the process that we become aware of both difficult experiences and sometimes very pleasurable experiences. And the process of meditation is training us in maximal acceptance. One of the most profound aspects of the nature of reality, the Buddha mind, is evenness. It's an even attitude towards, it's not even an attitude, it's just evenness with respect to everything that occurs. It's a profound holding space for everything that occurs. And so our training in acceptance, again, is a reflection of the deepest, most nature of our minds, the deepest aspect of our nature. So I've basically talked on two of the letters of facts, freshness and acceptance. And I encourage you to start becoming aware of when in your life, both in meditation and out of meditation, there are moments of freshness and how those affect you. You know, I think often they occur in moments of excitement, moments of joy, moments of a tragedy, moments of aesthetic intensity. Certainly there are freshness possibilities in all of those. And then to look at how your acceptance is. And maybe you'll notice it first in the way that you're pushing things away from your experience. You're trying to minimize a certain feeling rather than just being with it, or a certain experience rather than just being with it. So we have arrived at our time for the morning Dharma talk. I think we take a minute or two. I don't know if something has to happen with the broadcast to change over. And then I will lead the first part of the meditation, and then Janet will do the reading and offer the second part. So we'll take a brief pause here.
I'd like to mention we're going to pass around this book of names, so you can put the names of people you would like to dedicate our practice to today. You can put in people who have recently passed away, or pets, animals, anyone that you think is in need. You can also put yourself in. And those that are on the broadcast can put it into the chat and we'll pick up the names.
See that about
Would you like
okay.
to start?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, July 2nd, 2023, and we are